When returning to the house where we had lived for 3 years, my mind was flooded with countless memories. My gaze swept over and finally stopped at the wedding photo in the living room. On the photo, it was ex-Yu Nanshang's forced smiling face. I only felt it was extremely glaring. I couldn't help but take the photo down and throw it into the trash bin downstairs. Throughout the entire night after that, I was busy sorting out the post-marital assets. As soon as Yu Nanshang returned home, she immediately noticed that the wedding photo was missing. Rarely, she frowned and asked, "Where is the wedding photo?" The nail was loose. I was afraid it might fall and hit someone, so I took it down. The woman didn't ask anything more. She placed the bag of late-night snacks beside me, then turned and went into the study. I stopped what I was doing, opened the bag, and saw the spicy, red-hot food inside. I only felt my nose stinging unbearably. 3 years of marriage. I have stomach issues, so I always eat bland food. Yet my wife was completely unaware of that. If it were before, just to make her happy, no matter how spicy, I would eat it all. But now, I could only throw the entire bag into the trash. From today onward, I will discard all the grievances in this marriage, including discarding her. It was late at night. I buried my head in the pillow, lost in thought. Su Nansheng pushed the door open and entered, as if remembering something. "Where is that real estate contract from today? Let me check if there are any loopholes." My heart pounded heavily, staring at her. "Do you really want to see it?" Ex-Yu Nansheng looked at my tense expression, slightly furrowed her brows, then nodded lightly. After a long silence, I stood up, went into the study, and took out that document. I was about to hand it to her when the phone suddenly rang. Su Nansheng hurriedly answered the call. "Come here quickly. Tang Jin is drunk again and went out cursing people. I am so scared." Thinking of Lu Chenyu's ex-wife who was good at arguing, Su Nansheng's expression immediately changed. She put on her coat and was about to leave right away. I called her back. "It's that brother who is about to divorce. Has something happened again?" Su Nansheng was about to answer, but fearing I might overthink in the middle of the night, she decisively exaggerated the issue. She got drunk again, holding a knife and blocking the door. "I have to go check. Otherwise, it might endanger lives." I didn't hold her back anymore. I only reminded her a few words, "Be careful," until the sky was fully bright. I still hadn't closed my eyes. I picked up the phone to check the time, then discovered Lu Chenye, whom I had secretly added as a friend 2 days ago, had just posted a new update on his personal page. In the video, the bright red sun gradually rose between the mountains. Golden light covered the entire sky. Surrounding sounds of amazed cheers rang out. The camera turned. Su Nansheng's silhouette briefly appeared. "The darkness of yesterday has ended. Everything will welcome a new beginning." Looking at the words on the screen, my chest suddenly ached. It seems Lu Chenyi has officially ended his previous marriage, thanks to ex-Yu Nansheng, a top lawyer in the field, helping him and also liking him over all these years. I am afraid that just hearing the word divorce, she would do her utmost to help. Now that he has returned to single life, I guess ex-Yu Nansheng will soon propose divorce too. The corner of my mouth curled into a self-mocking smile. Instead of passively waiting to be abandoned, I take the initiative to choose to leave. At least I can still retain a bit of dignity. Thinking so, I put down the phone, stood up and gathered all the couple items we had bought, put them into a cardboard box, then dragged it downstairs. Just as Yu Nansheng returned and saw my struggling appearance, she hurriedly stepped forward. My wife and her best friend bet with each other during the gathering. Whoever's husband calls first, that person will go home first. The result was that Miss Chu waited the entire night, but didn't receive a single call from me. She thought that I was still angry, because this afternoon, she stood me up to go to the airport to pick up her white moonlight returning to the country. It wasn't until early morning when she returned home, seeing that I was no longer like before, caring and asking about her. That woman finally panicked. "Last night, I played with my best friend all night. Why didn't you call me even once?" I only replied indifferently, "It's fine. Anyway, before, you didn't like coming home either." Her eyes immediately reddened, while I acted as if nothing happened, turned and left. Ex-Yu Nansheng still didn't know that I was preparing to hide the divorce from her. Yesterday, I gave her the divorce agreement, but lied to her that it was the property transfer document. Flipped to the last page, told her to sign. The professional habit of a lawyer made ex-Yu Nansheng instinctively a bit suspicious. She was about to pick it up and examine it carefully again, when her white moonlight suddenly called. The woman no longer hesitated, picked up the pen, signed the document, and hurriedly left. A trace of self-mockery flashed in my eyes. If only she had bothered to look a bit more, she would know that what she signed wasn't the property document, but the divorce agreement. I suddenly really wanted to know what her expression would be like when she learns the truth later. After the divorce agreement was signed, it still needs a 1-month cooling-off period to take full effect. I took advantage of this final period to erase all memories between the two of us. Even the wedding photo was secretly taken down and burned by me. Finally, I bought a plane ticket abroad. The day the divorce agreement takes effect is also our 3rd wedding anniversary. Ex-Yu Nansheng and I had a secret marriage, except for our parents on both sides. No one knew we were husband and wife. The secret marriage was decided by the woman. We were originally university classmates. On the first day of enrollment, I fell in love with the campus belle Zhu Nansheng at first sight. Stubbornly pursued her for 4 years, but she wasn't moved at all. However, I wasn't too sad, because she not only didn't agree to me, but also didn't accept anyone else. After graduation, I was busy with work. While she continued her higher studies, we no longer had any contact. It wasn't until 3 years later, because of a blind date, that we met again. In the first blind date, Xu Nansheng straightforwardly asked if I wanted to get married, although I didn't know why she was in such a hurry to marry. But the dream of many years was about to come true. Of course, I agreed. However, after marriage, I gradually discovered her secret. The woman didn't seem to avoid men, but rather, in her heart, there was a white moonlight that she really liked. That man's name is Lu Chenyi. He is the younger brother of her best friend. He is 5 years older than her, so he always treated her like a little sister. Lu Chenyi had no idea about her secret feelings. Right after graduation, he married his girlfriend of 3 years. Xu Nansheng suffered a heavy blow. To quickly escape the heartbreak, she hurriedly married me. After knowing the truth, I was devastated for a long time, but in the end, I still pulled myself together. I thought, as long as I tried hard enough, I would definitely make her notice me. However, after 3 years of marriage, her attitude toward me still couldn't be called intimate. When my faith gradually collapsed, I discovered a photo album. In it were pictures of a boy from age 6 to 25. Originally, I shouldn't have minded, but that person was the man my wife had loved for many years. Moreover, the album was still being updated even after marriage. I couldn't help but care. Moreover, the next night, Xu Nansheng, who originally didn't drink, got drunk to the point of unconsciousness. Her eyes at that time were so joyful that they were about to overflow. I inquired and then learned. It turned out Lu Chenyi had divorced. In that moment, I could only laugh at myself. This hopeless marriage, ending it is also good. Why throw away so many things like that? I lowered my eyes. Normally, we don't use them anyway. Throw them away to save space. Xu Nansheng understood, slightly nodded, proactively picked up the box, watching her back gradually disappear. My gaze was calm. Actually, if she just opened the box and looked a bit, she would know that those things about to be discarded, too, were all things I once treasured. Perhaps the story still had a chance to turn around. But Yu Nansheng did nothing. She directly threw the box into the trash bin, without any extra action. At noon, my computer suddenly froze. I quickly organized the documents at hand. I borrowed Xu Nansheng's laptop while waiting for the data transfer. A new message sounded. I unconsciously opened it, discovered it was a message from the law firm. Nansheng, tonight the company is gathering. Do you want to bring your boyfriend? Seeing that message, my hand trembled slightly a few times. 3 years of marriage. Su Nansheng has never publicly announced our relationship, so in the eyes of others, she has always been the image of being single. That was also the reason. When I went to the office where she works to consult, no one recognized me. This time, will she agree? Su Nansheng, sitting beside, saw the message on the phone, immediately looked up and glanced at me, as if observing my expression. Noticing that gaze, I slightly smiled faintly. Do you want to bring me to the party? The implication is it's been 3 years already. Xu Nansheng didn't know how to answer, moved her lips, but no sound came out. I tried to suppress the pain in my heart, pretended to smile lightly. Tonight I have something to do, even if you want to bring me. I don't have time. The tension in Xu Nansheng's eyes gradually dissipated. Then, wait for the next opportunity. I will bring you along. I didn't respond, just raised my hand to cover my eyes. In my heart, I silently told her, there won't be a next time. That evening, Su Nansheng went to the party alone. As soon as she stepped in, she was held back by a few drunk colleagues. It's been 3 years, and still haven't seen you bring your boyfriend. Nansheng, that's not good. Not letting us sisters meet your brother-in-law. Planning to hide your husband at home until when? Amid the teasing of colleagues, Xu Nansheng opened her phone, hesitated for a long time. Finally, she clicked on Lu Chenyi's profile picture, sent a message. Not long after, Lu Chenyi followed the address to the place, and the moment he pushed the door in, everyone's eyes in the room lit up. Everyone was excited, endlessly praising her for having good taste. After a few rounds of drinks, Lawyer Yan felt the need to pee, casually handed the file bag to Xu Nansheng, asked her to take it downstairs to give to a man. Just a small matter. She naturally didn't refuse, took the phone number and went downstairs, casually opened the documents in the bag to look. Waited a long time, but still didn't see anyone. She took out her phone to enter the number, but discovered that number was already saved in her phone. When the 2 words appeared on the screen, Xu Nansheng stood stunned on the spot. She pulled out that agreement from the bag, just about to open it to examine carefully. When the glaring car lights shone over, she half covered her eyes, looked up and saw my figure, immediately froze, raised the document in her hand, questioning me. Post-divorce property division agreement. What do you mean by this? I was also surprised to be caught by her in this matter, but I calmly lied. It's Chin Hao who wants to divorce. I just helped him make an appointment with a lawyer. Lawyer Yan's intuition told Xu Nansheng. Things were not as simple as I said. She furrowed her brows tightly, was about to open the agreement to see clearly. From behind, a hand suddenly reached out, draping over her arm. Nansheng, weren't you going to meet a client? Why have you been gone so long and not back yet? Seeing Lu Chenyi intimately approaching, Xu Nansheng immediately became flustered. She completely didn't dare to look at my expression. Even less knew how to explain, but she even less wanted to push away the person who was actively approaching her at this moment, Lu Chenyi, and I was calmer than she imagined. I stepped forward 2 steps, took back the agreement from her hand, voice carrying a sense of distance. Thank you, Lawyer XU. My friend and I are busy handling the divorce matter. Won't bother you anymore. The night wind blew through the car door, hair flying messily throughout the way. In my mind, I kept replaying the scene just now. Perhaps hurt too many times. At this moment, I no longer felt heartbroken. Only endless fatigue remained. This cooling off period, why is it so long? I rubbed my stinging eyes, absent-mindedly didn't notice. The car in front was reversing illegally. So, I crashed straight into it. A heavy collision sound rang out. My leg was stuck in the dented door. My face instantly turned pale under the intense pain. I still maintained a bit of rationality. Called emergency 120. The doctor checked once. Not a fatal injury, but needs minor surgery to handle. They told me to contact family. My parents are in a distant province, so I called ex-Yunnan Sheng, but more than 10 calls in a row. None were answered. Thinking that she was with colleagues, friends. The person she secretly loved was also there. Probably now they are toasting, chatting, and laughing about life. Where would there be time to answer my call? The nurse besides saw me calling, but no one answered. Curiously asked a question. Your wife can't come. I shook my head. Already divorced. Just over 10 days left until it's officially over. The nurse didn't expect that. Her face showed clear surprise. So isn't it still within the marriage period? Calling her to come sign is also fine. Thinking of this 3-year marriage. My heart was filled with emotions. A husband in an accident, but can't contact the wife. Coming or not coming, what meaning is there? After hearing me say that, the nurse could only sigh, then call a friend to come. In the following days, it was always Chin Hao taking care of me, and Xu Nansheng only got the news 4 or 5 days later. Hurriedly came to the hospital. As soon as she stepped in and saw the wound on my ankle, her face showed clear confusion. Why did you have an accident and not tell me? I was about to explain, but thinking of the more than 10 unanswered calls, the words I wanted to say got stuck in my throat. The corner of my mouth curved into a faint smile. You're busy. This small injury, I didn't want to bother you. Hearing me say that, Xu Nansheng felt a slight guilt. Was about to explain the matter from a few days ago. That day, Benji and I just met by chance. Don't overthink. And that brother, has the divorce procedure been completed yet? For the first time, I proactively asked such a question. In Xu Nansheng's eyes, a hint of surprise flashed, but she still honestly answered. Divorced already. The smile on my lips became even deeper, softly said. Then congratulations to you. Hope I also get it smoothly soon like that. Xu Nansheng didn't understand what I meant. Was about to ask again, when the phone rang. Seeing the caller, she hesitated for a moment, then still went to the corridor to answer. Half an hour later, came back. Discovered the hospital room door was ajar. Inside, my voice sounded. Yeah, wait until the divorce period is over. Just 15 days left until completely free. That property division agreement suddenly flashed in her mind. No need. I've given up that habit already. Ex-Yu Nansheng reflexively looked towards the table, that vase of fresh lilies. She always felt that I wasn't telling the truth. Was about to persuade me a few more sentences. Suddenly noticed the boxes that the movers were carrying out. Seemed to be all her things. Couldn't help but change the topic. We're only moving your things. My things have already been taken away. Hearing me answer so quickly, ex-Yu Nansheng still thought that I meant they had been moved to the new house, so didn't ask further. She stood up to pour a glass of water. Casually instructed a few sentences. Please label them carefully, everyone. When moving to the new house, don't mix up the rooms. I quietly looked at her once, swallowed back the words I was about to say. There won't be any mix-up, because in the new house, there will only be her things. Everything was arranged properly. Ex-Yu Nansheng supported me to go down first. Just as we exited the elevator, the two of us came face to face, with Lu Chenyi and Lu Vivi, the two Lu siblings. Ex-Yu Nansheng completely didn't expect to encounter this scene. Her eyes briefly showed panic. She let go of my hand. Quickly stepped forward 2 steps, blocked in front of me. Why are you two here? Lu Vivi slightly raised her eyebrows. Brother Chenyi said he wanted to come see your new house. I haven't been there either, so I asked for the address from uncle and aunt, planning to give you a surprise. And Lu Chenyi's gaze still lingered on me. If he remembered correctly, then he must have met me at least twice, once at the law firm, once in front of the bar. His sharp intuition made him couldn't help but be curious about my identity, then smiled and probed a couple of sentences. Nansheng, this person is. Xu Nansheng rarely was silent like that, as if considering how to introduce me. Expression calm, without a ripple. I am Shen Qingqi, university classmate of lawyer XU, recently handling divorce procedures, so came to ask for her help. Didn't expect she was moving, really bad timing. One sentence made XU Nansheng as if suddenly awakened. She briefly looked at me with guilty eyes, then followed my words. Introduced everyone to each other, although on the surface it seemed normal. But in Lu Chen's heart, there was still some doubt. It was just that there were many people, many eyes. She wasn't convenient to ask more, then urged her sister to help move things. After that, she stepped to my side. Brother Qingqi, why do you want a divorce? I didn't expect her to ask so directly. Stunned for a few seconds, then faintly smiled. Because my wife likes another man. Hearing me say having a similar situation, Lu Chenyi immediately felt sympathy. Me too, but it's okay. As long as divorced, everything will be better. Nansheng will definitely help you get through this difficult period. I nodded. The hardest part is signing. She really helped me do that. I heard your case was also directly handled by her. Must be very dedicated, right? On Lu Chenya's face appeared an embarrassed look. His voice also became much lighter. Yes, Nansheng really helped a lot. She both helped me collect evidence to sue my ex-wife, and always stayed by my side to protect my safety. If not for her timely appearance, perhaps I would have died under that crazy woman's knife already. Seeing him speaking with a gentle expression, as if recalling those not-so-good things, I was stunned for a moment, softly asked a somewhat inappropriate question. You, like Shu Nansheng? Hearing this question, Lu Chenya's whole body stiffened, hesitated for a long time before stammering an answer. I don't know either. At first, I only saw her as a little sister. From childhood, she often took me out to play, always took care of me in every little thing. Ex-Yu Nansheng's heart suddenly beat hard a few times. She immediately pushed the door open. Who said they want a divorce? I completely didn't expect her to come back. Fortunately, Qin Hao happened to arrive just in time. I forced myself to suppress the panic on my face, raised my hand pointing towards Qin Hao. He wants to divorce. Qin Hao glanced at the two of us, immediately understood, nodded in agreement to cooperate. The relationship between me and Shu Nansheng was originally not intimate, so she also had no connection with my friends, and even less understood the matters in my home. Hearing that, she frowned. If wanting to divorce, why not find me first? Qin Hao didn't know how to continue fabricating, mouth stammering without forming words. Seeing that, I immediately continued. During that time, you were always busy with your brother's divorce case. I was afraid you were too busy, so didn't bother. As soon as she heard me mention Lu Chenyi, ex-Yu Nansheng's expression immediately became embarrassed and flustered. She then didn't ask further. In the future, if there's anything, just come find me, although just a few perfunctory sentences hid the matter. But in my heart, I didn't feel relieved at all. With Yu Nansheng's profession and sharpness, she would definitely notice the abnormalities behind this series of events. However, as long as it involved Lu Chenye, she would lose all reason and judgment, throw everything to the back of her mind, completely ignore. People say love makes people blind. Finally, I also understood what that sentence means. I looked at ex-Yu Nansheng's fingers, quickly sliding on the phone screen, appearance of sitting restlessly. In my heart, I counted down how long until she leaves, from 10 counting down to 1. Sure enough, she stood up to make an excuse, prepared to leave the Qingqi law firm. I have something I need to go handle for a bit. When you are discharged, I will come pick you up. I knew clearly that was a lie, but I no longer cared. A few days later, nothing unexpected happened. The day I was discharged, I didn't see ex-Yu Nansheng come, just open WeChat moments. Already. Saw Lu Chenyi post a photo of swimming at the beach. I as if had a premonition of something. Then called her a phone call. Hadn't had time to speak yet. The surging sea waves sound came from the phone. Already accused everything. But Shu Nansheng completely didn't realize. I am on a business trip in another city. Is there something? Sure enough, she had forgotten about picking me up from discharge. In her heart, Lu Chenyi is forever the most important person, and I am eternally just the second choice that she couldn't have. Fortunately, I have awakened. I didn't expose her, only gently cared as usual a few sentences. When did you go? We'll stay for how many days? I went the day before yesterday. They will return tomorrow. I softly responded once, casually instructed her to take care of herself, then hung up. After hailing a taxi, I stood by the road opening the calendar to check, counted each day in the divorce schedule. Only 10 days left until completely liberated. At that time, the sky is high, the earth is vast. Back home, I originally planned to quickly move to the city, but the wound on my leg hasn't fully healed yet. Moving around is inconvenient. I then called a moving company to come directly. Several workers busily packed things, carried things in and out continuously. Shu Nansheng came home seeing that chaotic scene, then immediately gave the explanation prepared in advance. The apartment in Jingyuan has been completed, close to where you work. Moving there will be more convenient. Remembering the real estate contract signed last time, Shu Nansheng slightly nodded. After changing shoes, she walked to the sofa and sat down. While sitting, recalled in her mind the structure of that house, while saying to me a few indifferent words. "Why don't you like planting flowers? At that time, leave the east. Balcony empty to plant. How about it?" I was silent for a few seconds, softly spoke. It was also her who proactively came to find me, saying she wanted to help. Later, I heard from my sister. It turns out Nansheng has secretly liked me for a long time. A cold person like her, such an arrogant goddess, can actually play the unrequited love game. Listening to him endlessly recount those old stories, in my heart 100 feelings mixed. From Lu Chenyi's words, I came to know Shu Nansheng, completely different from my initial impression. It turns out she's not a cold and heartless person. It's just that the person she doesn't like is me. Lu Chenyi, immersed in memories, didn't notice my meaningful expression at all. After that conversation, he has considered me as a friend he can confide in sincerely. Mustered courage to ask the issue he has hidden in his heart for a long time. "Brother Qingxi, what do you think of Nansheng?" I heard the implication in Lu Chenyi's words, raised my head to look at that house about to be emptied. I and she have known each other for 10 years, but only recently did I discover. Actually, I have never understood her at all, but I can tell you, this is the first time I see her like a person so much. Lu Chenyi slightly nodded, as if thinking about something, in his heart also much calmer. Seeing the sun gradually setting to the west, he then pulled me. Said he wanted to invite me to have dinner together, Just as Yu Nansheng came downstairs and heard that sentence, she immediately froze on the spot, on her face clearly written 3 words, unwilling. Seeing that, the corner of my mouth slightly curved into a faint smile. I am not going. Tonight I have some things. Won't bother everyone anymore. Yu Nansheng completely didn't give the 2 siblings time to react. She escorted me to the breeder car. You too. Go ahead. I'll take him back and come later. Throughout the way, Yu Nansheng was still trying to find a reasonable explanation. I was the one to speak first, breaking that strange atmosphere. No need to be so tense. Haven't we agreed already? With outsiders except parents on both sides. Temporarily keep the marriage secret. Wait until both feel appropriate, then publicize. Now you are not ready yet. I can understand. Hearing that, Yu Nansheng took a deep breath, voice carrying a bit of gratitude. Thank you for understanding me. Actually, I can already accept that I am married. Just give me a bit more time. Definitely will publicize. I softly responded with a very small sound, turned my head to look out the window. But I don't want to wait anymore. I am very tired already. Seeing me silent, not saying a word, Yu Nansheng always felt that recently my mood is very melancholic, but didn't know the reason. In the end, she only blamed it on herself being too busy handling Luchenya's case and neglected me. A flash of guilt passed through her heart. Rarely, she proactively proposed something. The 3rd wedding anniversary is coming. I want to take you out for a trip to relax a bit. The divorce cooling period only has a few final days. I don't want any more complications. Then use the injury as excuse to refuse. Yu Nansheng thought again, felt indeed inconvenient, then changed to several other ways to celebrate for me to choose. But I always had reasons to refuse all. My indifference made her start to suspect. I was afraid she would notice something, then proactively proposed. That day happens to be weekend. You come with me back to the old school to stroll. Suddenly, I feel nostalgic for the old days. Yu Nansheng couldn't guess my intention, but also couldn't bear to dampen my spirits. Only nodded in agreement. The space in the car sank into silence again. I opened the calendar, looked at the 2 adjacent days on the paper. September 7 noted 2 words divorce, and September 6 is the wedding anniversary. Also exactly 10 years since I secretly loved her. Returning to the old place on this special day can be considered a complete ending. Thinking to that, the corner of my mouth slightly curved into a smile again, tone half joking, half serious. This time you won't stand me up again, right? In the woman's eyes rarely flashed a trace of smile. When have I ever stood you up? Qingqi, don't falsely accuse me. I smiled, didn't answer her, only silently counted in my heart. Last time, because wanting to go to the sea with Luchenya, she left me behind in the hospital. The time before that, to help him collect evidence. She forgot the birthday dinner she promised me. The time before that, she hurriedly went to comfort him, left me alone in the suburbs. As long as it involves Luchenya, she stands me up time after time. The following week, Yu Nansheng didn't come back once more. I stayed alone in the old empty house, quietly cleaned up the last things. Time quickly passed to September 6. I got up very early, prepared lightly a bit, chose an old-style shirt from a few years ago, then held the camera and went downstairs. Wanted to capture some images on this memorable day. Yu Nansheng enthusiastically opened the car door for me, perhaps because knowing soon to be liberated. My mood suddenly became extremely light. I talked to her a lot about school days. The 2 chatted quite happily. Yu Nansheng gradually relaxed, even proactively suggested later to help me take a few more photos. Soon arrived at the gate of S University. I got out first, leaned against the window, waiting for her. Just as Yu Nansheng unbuckled the seatbelt, the phone suddenly rang a few ting-ting. It was messages from Luchenya. Nansheng, are you free? I am feverish. Can you come take me to the hospital? Seeing the 2 words feverish, Yu Nansheng's action paused. I saw she didn't get out for a long time, turned back to see what's wrong. Just happened to catch the hesitant look on her face. A few seconds later, she made a decision. Qingqi, the law firm has some matter. I have to go there. I was stunned. Eyes flashed a bit of surprise. An hour late, then go. Okay. I know she is lying. Again, because of Luchenya. This matter is important. Afraid not. Hearing her say so firmly, I didn't expose. Only looked at her deeply once, then let her leave. Yu Nansheng buckled the seatbelt again. To express guilt, she gave a new promise. You take a taxi back first. Wait for me to handle in a few days. I will take you back to stroll the school. Later, let's invite a few professors for a meal. I didn't respond to that promise, because Yu Nansheng no longer has later. Raised my head watching her car gradually disappear from sight. I held the camera, alone walked into the school gate. Only took half an hour. I had walked all the places with memories. After taking all the photos, I didn't go anywhere else. Called a car back home. The phone showed a small red dot of social media. I casually clicked in, just refreshed the page. It was the photo Luchenya posted in the hospital. That moment, I was sure. She didn't go to work overtime at all, but went to take care of Luchenya. Thinking of Yu Nansheng's firm tone in the afternoon, I laughed. For him, not even half an hour willing to give me? Yu Nansheng, if she knew that, this is the last time we are together. Would she regret standing me up again? No one answered, and I don't need an answer anymore. I only glanced once, then exited. Found Lawyer Yan's WeChat. Lawyer Yan, today is the last day of the divorce reconciliation period. Do I need to go to the office for any more procedures? The reply message was very quick. No need, Mr. Shen. Today, the entire process is completed. Congratulations, free again. Free again. I suddenly felt my heart clear, turned around, went back home. We are divorced. 1 month ago, you signed. I also signed. Therefore, from today onward, we are both free. I am leaving. Don't look for me anymore. Wish you and Lu Chenyi become a happy couple. Also hope that the rest of my life can be free and unrestrained. Each word, like thunder exploding in Xu Nansheng's ears. The woman's lips trembled uncontrollably. What do you mean? I signed. You also signed. The camera in her hand fell with a thud to the ground, knocking over the stack of files on the table, falling onto her foot. The large divorce agreement reflected in her eyes. She quickly picked it up, flipped straight to the last page. At a glance, saw my signature. To the left, a few centimeters away, was her signature, extremely familiar handwriting, signed by her own hand. Many details that Xu Nansheng had overlooked, now all flooded back into her mind. She panicked, grabbed the divorce paper and camera, ran straight downstairs, got in the car and sped to the law firm, burst into the office on the second floor, threw the agreement onto Lawyer Yan's desk. This divorce case was handled by you, right? Lawyer Yan saw her panicked, hurriedly put down the teacup, picked up the stack of files to look through. It was me. What's wrong? The anger in Xu Nansheng's heart reached its peak. Why didn't you inform me and back you? Advance. Lawyer Yan completely didn't understand what happened. This file is valid. Already submitted to the court for approval. No issues at all. Why do I need to inform you? It concerns me. Why didn't you say? Hearing that questioning, Lawyer Yan's mouth opened wide, hurriedly flipped to the last page to see the female party's name. Xu Nansheng. His wife is Xu Nansheng. Nansheng, you're married. Aren't you single? Lawyer Yan's heart was filled with doubts. I didn't know he was your husband. Didn't you say you were single? That sentence, like a bucket of cold water, splashed straight onto Xu Nansheng's anger, making her sober again. When reason returned, she realized her own loss of composure. Lawyer Yan also didn't mind. Instead, held her hand to ask in detail the reason, but Xu Nansheng was only focused on finding my whereabouts. No mood to explain further. When free, I'll tell you everything. Now just give me Qingqi's contact. If he is missing, as his partner, you must be able to contact. I did leave a phone number and address before leaving, Lawyer Yan said, but as a longtime professional, he firmly refused. Nansheng, you are also in the industry. Disclosing client information is against the law. I don't make it difficult for me. Anyway, Mr. Shen is your husband. As long as you think carefully, you can definitely contact. Lawyer Yan underestimated Xu Nansheng's ability. 3 years of marriage. She didn't know how to contact any of my relatives or friends. Even my parents, she didn't know how to contact. Thinking of the man who had left, she could only soften her voice to plead, but received only one sentence. Cannot disclose. Xu Nansheng, completely helpless, had to retreat. Wrote a letter. Asked Lawyer Yan to forward it. At closing time, Lawyer Yan sent a message. Mr. Shen has seen it, but didn't reply. Xu Nansheng hurriedly opened the phone, wanted to message me, but discovered the profile picture was grayed out, showing the line, "This WeChat user has deleted the account after divorce to completely cut off with her." I really did that, and I countdown 3 hours. I threw out all the remaining things in the house, then lay alone on the sofa, watching the sunset descend. Countdown 2 hours. I opened the laptop, edited the photos taken today into a video. Countdown 1 hour. Video completed. I watched it once, then opened the camera, pointed the lens at myself and pressed record. I wanted to record a farewell letter to Xu Nansheng. When the entire video was done, I inserted the memory card back into the camera, then took out the divorce agreement paper, placed them on the bedside table. Xu Nansheng, from this moment, we are officially divorced. Congratulations to you. Also congratulations to myself. After doing everything, I pulled the suitcase, left this city. No one knows where I will go. But on the other side, wait until Lu Chenyi recovered. Xu Nansheng then left his house. While driving, called me. Wanted to fulfill the previous promise, but called more than 10 times. The phone all reported turned off. Sent messages, also no reply. 3 years of marriage. This is the first time Xu Nansheng couldn't contact me. Thinking of the previous accident, she started to worry. She immediately turned the car back home. The things in the new apartment were all arranged neatly as before. No longer messy like before, but just a glance. She noticed something different. Didn't see any of my things. Her heart pounded a few times. Hurriedly ran back to the old house. The house was empty. No sign of people. Until entering the bedroom, she saw on the bedside table, there was a camera and a stack of papers. Remembering my happy appearance a few days ago holding the camera, Xu Nansheng temporarily sighed in relief. She pressed the power button. I wanted to see what I had recorded. A video played with cheerful background music. In it were scenes from 4 different places. Occasionally, a few lines of text appeared on the screen. She was watching and pressed pause. Xu Nansheng Square. Still many students skateboarding. I still remember the first confession to you was also here. At that time, you rejected me. I went home and cried all day. Xu Nansheng's library still crowded as before. I didn't dare disturb, only took a photo from afar. Familiar place, right? It's your favorite spot. Xu Nansheng, this is the tennis court you often played. I secretly watched you for 4 years here, scene after scene. Xu Nansheng as if pulled back 6 years ago, back to that carefree time, remembering the boy who always clung to her. The corner of her mouth slightly curved into a smile. The music ended, but the video still had 1 minute left. She thought there would be some surprise, couldn't help looking around, but didn't see me. With doubt, she pressed play again. After a few black frames, my face appeared in the middle of the screen, eyes red, face tired. In the woman's heart surged a sour feeling. Yunan Sheng, this year is the 10th year we know each other. Also the 10th year I secretly loved you. This time is unbelievable, right? Actually, even I don't dare to believe. After all, how many 10 years in life? 5 years of unrequited love. 5 years as husband. I always wanted to enter your heart, tried very hard. But not liking is not liking. I can't change it. Therefore, on this memorable day, I made an important decision. Let go of this obsession and wish you fulfillment with your feelings for Chen. She had never clearly seen my position in her heart. 3 years, more than 1,000 days and nights together, morning and evening. She had long been accustomed to having me by her side. Even though Lu Chenyi had divorced, she had never intended to divorce me, because from the day she held that marriage certificate, she believed that she would hold my hand for the rest of her life. On the 3rd day after I left, Su Nansheng tried every way but still couldn't contact me. The panic in her heart grew heavier. These days, Lu Chenyi had looked for her many times, but she refused to meet. So when he came directly, seeing her haggard appearance, he panicked and asked, Nansheng, what happened? At this point, when seeing Lu Chenyi appear in front of her, Yu Nansheng's heart was filled with complex emotions. She had long turned her love for that person into familial affection, just hadn't found the opportunity to say it. After I left, because of misunderstanding their relationship, she knew she couldn't delay anymore. Must find an opportunity to clarify everything. Chenyi, lately I've been trying to contact Qing Qi. What happened to brother Qing Qi? Seeing the tension clearly on Lu Chenyi's face, Yu Nansheng felt even more ashamed. He disappeared. I can't find him. Why suddenly disappear like that? More precisely, it's related to his ex-wife. To be exact, it's related to me. The confusion deepened on Lu Chenyi's face. Seeing his eyes full of doubt, Su Nansheng mustered courage to confess. I am Xingxi's ex-wife. 3 years ago, he and I got married. These years, I've always hidden this from you. Sorry. That news like a hammer blow to Lu Chenyi's heart, making him stunned on the spot. It turns out, those strange premonitions that caught his attention before were not illusions. He suddenly understood, but still couldn't accept this truth. Why hide it from me? Is that fair to brother Qing Qi? Su Nansheng choked, didn't know how to explain. The complex emotions in her heart made Lu Chenyi even angrier. He recalled the last conversation with me, his heart filled with guilt and regret. If I had known earlier that Qing Qi's wife was Yu Nansheng, he would have killed those improper thoughts early and absolutely wouldn't have said those words in front of me. Even if unintentionally, Lu Chenyi still felt extremely painful. The person you need to apologize to is not me, but brother Qing Qi. I know. But he disappeared after the divorce. I completely can't find him. Hearing this, Lu Chenyi then understood. I had completely given up. No one understood that feeling more than him. If you really can't contact Qing Qi in any way, then it can only prove that you never placed him in your heart. One sentence, stabbing straight into the cruel truth, making Su Nansheng bow her head in despair. These 3 years, I was wrong to him. Her voice choked, almost crying. Lu Chenyi also didn't say more, only silently turned around, walked away heavily, watching his back gradually disappear. The pain and regret in Su Nansheng's heart surged even more. Things messed up to this extent, all her fault, but dragged 2 innocent people into that vortex. On the 7th day after I left, Su Nansheng almost driven to desperation. Instead, she suddenly became calmer than ever, even though the divorce cooling period had ended, but the procedures were not yet completed. Whether receiving the divorce paper or filing a lawsuit, I must return. Thinking through this, the woman who had collapsed for many days began to pull herself together. She ended her leave, returned to the law firm. These days, the lawyer Yan had helped her send countless messages, but seeing her thin, haggard appearance, still couldn't help but feel heartbroken. Was about to comfort a few sentences when she spoke first. Lawyer Yan, please tell him that. At this time, I had arrived at a completely strange city, Long City, different from the hectic pace of Jingbei. Everything in this small city is much slower. I left my luggage at the inn, then started an aimless stroll alone. The phone dinged once. It was 2 messages from lawyer Yan. Mr. Shen, why didn't you tell me your identity before wanting to divorce? Oh my god. This matter made me not dare to give Yu Nansheng your contact. She was very angry with me. She also wrote a letter, asked me to forward to you. As you take a look, Yu Nansheng, angry. I had guessed early, but she still bothered to write a letter. Really surprised me. I opened the document to see a long article over 1,000 words. Divorce only. Need to write so long. Perhaps all complaints about me. My mood is good. Don't want to read things that dampen spirits. Then close the document. Switch the phone to silent mode. Then finished eating the bowl of noodles just served. In the evening back to the hotel, I messaged lawyer Yan a thank you, then sent another document. Yu Nansheng received the file. The heart tense for several days finally eased a bit. She carried a bit of hope to open and see, but immediately stunned. Too long. Not reading. Already divorced? Please don't disturb. Only 2 short lines. Again made the lake in her heart surge with waves. She typed a long paragraph to send to me, but remembering the too long, could only angrily press delete. continuously, then powerlessly sat down on the ground, closed her tired eyes tightly. In her mind chaotic like tangled thread, the images in the video flashed scene by scene again. She reached for the camera on the table, opened it and skipped to the end. Watched repeatedly many times. Finally stopped at the frame with Lu Chenye. When I left for 36 hours, Xu Nansheng finally understood the reason why she was divorced. It turns out, I knew about her and Lu Chenye. That thought just appeared. Her heart beat in several beats. She held her head, tried to recall, wanted to find where it went wrong. The old memories appeared one by one, finally stopped at the moving day. That day, when she and Lu Vivai ran up and down. Lu Chenyi and I seemed to have been alone for a while. But that day was the 9th day of the divorce cooling period. Even if she knew something, couldn't predict all the reasons in advance. It could only be when they met at the law firm. I said it was the real estate contract, then tricked her into signing a few days ago. Thinking of the previous matter, Xu Nansheng's face immediately paled. Since I accidentally discovered that photo album, Xu Nansheng lost sleep all night. Her mind all night only replayed scene by scene. If saying more than 10 years ago, she always pursued Lu Chenyi. Then 3 years after marriage, she learned to let go of that person. From the moment of marriage, she decided to only see that person as a brother, and towards me, the one always chasing her. At first, Xu Nansheng only saw me as a friend, perhaps because both carried the pain of unrequited love, so she always felt guilty towards me. That guilt lasted many years, until 3 years ago when we met again. Only in the first second of reunion, she knew I still hadn't let her go. Therefore, after being urged to marry by family, she chose to accept me. At least, that way I wouldn't suffer like she did. But at that time, she didn't know that. Getting what you don't really want, sometimes harder to accept than not having it. She was angry, not only because tricked into divorce, but also angry at herself. Why didn't notice the abnormality earlier? Why always habitually? Ignore me. I agree to divorce. Tell him to come back for the divorce certificate procedure. Hearing that, Lawyer Yan almost spat out his tea, not planning to salvage anything at all. After all, husband and wife for 3 years. He always refuses to talk to me. What else can I do? Can only fulfill his wish. Or do you want to drag each other to court? Lawyer Yan hearing that could only shake his head helplessly. All right, ill-informed Mr. Shen. You don't be too sad. Xu Nansheng didn't say more. Turned around back to the office. She leaned back on the chair. The body tense for so many days finally relaxed a bit. Actually, she had no intention of divorcing at all. Said that just to have an excuse to meet me once. As long as I return to Jingbei, she will have a chance to explain. I have loved her for 10 years. As long as the misunderstanding is resolved, perhaps there is still a chance to start over. When Lawyer Yan's message arrived, I was sunbathing by the beach. Over the past week, I had traveled through 2 or 3 cities, completely forgot the troublesome divorce matter. Seeing Xu Nansheng agree to divorce, in my heart arose a bit of doubt. Why did she agree so quickly? Perhaps planning some trick to deceive me again. To be safe, I asked Lawyer Yan again about the next procedure. He said that both husband and wife must come together to receive the divorce certificate. If not, can only file a lawsuit. Hearing that I could only be speechless. Just divorce. Why so difficult? I sighed, put on sunglasses, returned to the hotel to pack. The next morning at 10 o'clock, I boarded the plane back to Jingbei. Qin Hao had been waiting for me at the airport for a long time. As soon as he saw me in the crowd, he exclaimed, "Qingqi, why are you so tan now?" Tanned what? This is called healthy wheat color. Seeing I could still joke, Qin Hao, who had been worried for so long, finally relieved, pulled me home. On the way, he also asked full of concerns, does Xu Nansheng really agree to divorce? This matter, I also dare not be sure, but I have determined to resolve it completely. The cooling period has passed. Whether she agrees or not is no longer important. If she changes her mind again, Lawyer Yan said can still sue in court. When knowing I had returned, Xu Nansheng immediately wanted to meet, but I refused. She could only be disappointed without other ways, had to wait for me to come proactively. End of the month. I arranged to meet her in front of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Xu Nansheng came with full hope, but brought nothing. Seeing that, I immediately understood. The so-called agree to divorce was just a lie. I had anticipated this, so no longer felt angry. Agree to divorce but brought nothing. Is that your sincerity? In Xu Nansheng's eyes flashed a trace of gloom. Half a month, not seeing. As soon as I opened my mouth, I talked about divorce. The woman in front of her stared at me, wanted to find in me a bit of sorrow, so she could grasp the hope to keep me. But my expression was calm like a still lake, even looked countless times more radiant than before. Her chest felt heavy, like being pressed by a large stone. Can we talk a bit? Qingqi, sure, but must be after completing the divorce procedure. Whatever you want to say, I will listen. One sentence completely extinguished the last hope in her. Her fingers clenched until bleeding. I forgot to bring the documents. Can you go with me home to get them? I didn't need to think. Bluntly refused. You go yourself. I'll wait here. Seeing me resolute, Xu Nansheng had to make another excuse. It's in the house. There are still many of your things left. I don't know where. Perhaps we'll have to search for a long time. This sentence is indeed true, but I still feel she has another trick. After messaging Qin Hao, I then agreed to go with her back. Sat in the passenger seat. Both harbored their own thoughts. Silent for a while. Xu Nansheng tried to find a topic to start. Where have you been lately? I still looked out the window. Tone cold. already divorced. What does it concern you? Two sentences like knives stabbing straight into Xu Nansheng's heart. She pursed her lips, eyes full of loss. We just ended the cooling period. Not yet officially divorced. If within 30 days not complete the procedure, the divorce application will expire. I these days also reread the marriage law, so didn't fall into her reasoning trap at all. Oh, so lawyer XU is popularizing the new marriage law version for me. I am really curious. You don't like me. So why use the cannot divorce to threaten me? Perhaps you are dissatisfied with the property division agreement I proposed. Just as the car stopped at the red light intersection, XU Nansheng turned to look at me, eyes darkened. No, I have no dissatisfaction. If you insist on divorce, let me leave. With nothing is also fine. I don't intend to threaten you. Just there are many things you still don't understand clearly. Hearing the word unwilling, faintly hidden in her voice, on my face appeared a bit of surprise. Unwilling what? Unwilling because divorce without knowing, or unwilling because I was the one to file first. Seeing me full of doubt, Xu Nansheng only bitterly smiled. Not, I am unwilling because you misunderstood me. Unwilling because you didn't give me a chance. Unwilling because I have to cut off all relations with you. This time it was my turn to be silent. Isn't she secretly like Lu Chenyi for so many years? After divorce, shouldn't she go propose to him? Why sit here saying these pointless words? My silence again gave Xu Nansheng a chance to express her heart. Qingqi, after watching that video, I understood why you left. You think I still like Chenyi, right? Isn't it? One counter question made deep guilt surge in Xu Nansheng's heart. She tried to suppress the impulse in her chest. Sorry, some things I should have clarified with you early, but always delayed. Made you misunderstand for so long. In my ears, that apology sounded abrupt and incoherent, but I didn't want to pursue anymore. Just wanted to quickly end everything, to be truly free. You are indeed wrong to me. So, if want to compensate, then quickly agree to divorce. As long as have the divorce certificate in hand, I will forgive all your mistakes. The words she had suppressed for so long got stuck in her throat. In Xu Nansheng's eyes, the sadness deepened. But I don't want a divorce. I want to keep you. Can you give me another chance? I was stunned, frowned looking over. Is this really Xu Nansheng? You suffered for love 3 years, still can't forget. I tried for 3 years. You still unmoved. So, can only say, this marriage was originally a mistake. I want a divorce, just to correct that mistake. Now Lu Chenyi has divorced, and has feelings for her. Shouldn't she support my decision? Bravely go find true love, because from the day Chenyi married, I told myself to only see him as a brother, because in my eyes, our marriage is not a mistake. I really want to go with you for the rest of this life. Knowing Xu Nansheng for so many years, this is the first time I heard her say words almost like a confession, but I have completely sobered. Who could have thought that after the new year, when they stepped into this place again, it was to divorce. Looking around at the couples preparing to divorce, she suddenly felt that divorce seemed also nothing big deal. Already said their marriage was a mistake, then let the mistake end here. She then has a chance to start over. She won't let marriage bind her freedom. After divorce, she can return to him with a different identity. This time it's her turn to prove her sincerity to me. Finish the procedure just at 5 o'clock. Looking at the brand new red book, I felt like a burden lifted. Look back at Xu Nansheng. Felt she was more pleasing to the eye a bit. I twisted my wrist, a voice extremely light. All right, thank you for caring for me these years. Now we consider debts cleared. Goodbye. Said that, and I walked away immediately, but was held by the wrist by her, who said debts cleared. I looked at the divorce paper in hand, then looked at her expression, heart full of doubt with her confident look now. And the law has ruled we divorced, still not cleared. Legally, we are no longer husband and wife, but the old classmate relationship we had doesn't change. Then I must remind you, when we studied together we weren't close either. Also no feelings worth continuing. Xu Nansheng didn't deny that. Yes. At that time, I really wasn't enthusiastic with you. Who told you to cling to me? Forever. The first time I heard her proactively mention those old stories when I pursued her, and said at this awkward time after divorce, my expression became unnatural. Those are very long ago stories. Now mentioning again has any meaning. Nothing special. Then let's talk about recent things. I didn't know what trick she was playing. Was about to ask clearly. Xu Nansheng calmly spoke. Didn't you say after divorce? Then old matters cleared. Whatever I want to say you will listen. And the corner of my mouth trembled a few times. Seems I really said that. But I only said to force her to sign divorce early. No one wants after receiving divorce certificate to sit and talk with ex-wife. People all invite friends to drink to celebrate new life. Although I am a person who keeps words, but now I really don't want to affect my mood. Yes, I said, but I didn't say. Must talk right now. Next time, wait until I am free, then talk also fine. Xu Nansheng still didn't let go. Last time you tricked me into signing divorce paper, then disappeared without a word. Now it's hard for me to believe your words. If today you leave and hide again, I know where to find you, to make you keep the promise. Xu Nansheng sensitively noticed the small change on my face, continued softly. You want a divorce? I, although unwilling, but still agreed with you. In the middle only delayed a bit, the final result still as you wished. Now I just want to talk frankly with you. You also won't give me a chance. Old classmate, old husband and wife. You really want to be so heartless. The scene of Xu Nansheng lowering her voice in front of me like this is the first time I saw. Unavoidably, a bit soft-hearted. I proactively took out the phone. All right, it'll give you contact. But don't message to disturb like the previous days. Talking also must be polite a bit, and meeting. Then wait later, discuss time carefully, then say, afraid I changed mind. Xiu Nansheng quickly, like lightning, added my contact, then let go. Walked behind me downstairs. On the way still kept muttering, then you also must promise me. Don't block or delete me. Also don't not reply messages. Must keep words. Will no longer be swayed by these few words. I closed my eyes. Tone calm yet sharp. These words, you said them yourself. But even you I don't believe. To Xiu Nansheng, this was a big blow. But she also knew. She herself had worn away all my trust in her. The woman took a deep breath. I will prove what I said is all true. Chin-Chi, give me another chance, okay. The car had driven into the garage and stopped. I impatiently unbuckled the seatbelt, pulled the car door open, handed the divorce certificate into my hand. You want to prove however you prove, said that and ignored her reaction. Directly went to the elevator door. Xiu Nansheng completely understood. I had determined to leave her. Her two hands clenched tightly, as if enduring. Could only follow behind me. Upstairs, entered the password. Ding dong, a sound. The room door opened. I lowered my head to enter, still hesitating whether to change shoes. In the shoe cabinet, a pair of bunny cotton slippers caught my eye. This pair of slippers, exactly like the pair I often wore in the old house, but I remember clearly. That pair of slippers I had thrown away. Why here there is an identical pair. I doubtfully raised my head, saw clearly the layout in the room, then stunned on the spot. From curtains to teacups, from cabinet to the wedding photo hanging in the living room, except the room area different. All furnishings are copied exactly from the old house. Looking at this scene like time disorder, finally, I couldn't help speaking. Why did you decorate the house exactly like this? Where did you buy these things? Xiu Nansheng followed me, looking around once, voice full of nostalgia. I always thought you would move in here with me, start a new life. I didn't expect you had planned to leave early and wanted to leave me alone, stay in this place. If not decorate the house like this, I would feel I have no home anymore. And these things, not hard to find, just need to spend a bit more thought. If not for the old memories too deep, perhaps I really would feel guilty for abandoning her. But now I no longer want to act this infatuated play with her. Also lazy to change slippers. Long legs, step straight in. Like this, also good, convenient for me to search. Early get the documents, then early leave. After this reunion, each sentence I said, all stabbed straight into Xiu Nansheng's heart. She finally realized. It turns out I was not naturally obedient type. On the contrary, a personality full of thorns in every sentence. Just because wanted to enter her world, forced against nature to indulge her. And the truth, like a sharp knife, stabbed straight into Xiu Nansheng's heart. Only took 10 minutes. I had searched out all documents. After checking, confirmed no error. I held the file bag and went out. Then saw Xiu Nansheng sitting on the floor by the door. Unconsciously narrowed my eyes. What trick is she playing again? Perhaps pretending ill to delay parting with me. Voice carrying doubt. Uncomfortable somewhere. This sentence not concerned, but questioning. Xiu Nansheng naturally understood. She shook her head, propped on the door to stand up, forced a smile. Nothing. Let's go. Seeing her open the door. At this time, I relaxed vigilance too. Follow. On the way back to the Civil Affairs Bureau, both didn't say more. I continuously looked at watch to calculate time, to make it in time. Just got out, even proactively held her hand. Hurriedly went upstairs. Xiu Nansheng remembered that wedding day, perhaps afraid she regret. That day, I was no less anxious. I listened until my ears almost grew calluses. My tone became impatient again. You just need to keep the proper classmate duty. Don't do anything beyond limits. I guarantee won't delete you. With this guarantee, Xiu Nansheng then completely relieved. She opened the passenger door, very respectfully made an inviting gesture. I directly pretended not to see, wanted to go out to hail a taxi, just turned around. From behind came a resentful sigh. Divorced. Not even take a ride. Really too heartless. I heard and got goosebumps. Directly sped up to taxi. Urged the driver to go quickly. Back to Chin Heo's house. Just pushed the door in. The room full of balloons and fresh flowers. Also snacks and cake on the table. And slogans celebrating singlehood. Immediately, my eyes heated up. Chin Hao. Afraid I cry. One hand on my shoulder. Such a happy day. Cry what? Quickly swallow tears back. Us brothers today. Must drink drunk. Commemorate this happy day. My suppressed emotions for so long. This moment truly released. I rubbed tears on Chin Heo's shirt. Nodded hard a few times. You brother drink drunk. You can't drink more than me. Ouch. Married 3 years, not touch a drop of alcohol. Still dare boast in front of me. Today I will show you who can't drink whom. After hangover, I slept straight to afternoon. Chin Hao already went to work. Ate a simple lunch. I felt a bit bored. Then carried bag out. Planned to do a few things planned these days. At the fruit shop downstairs. Bought a fruit basket. Then hailed taxi to law firm. Met lawyer Yan once. These 2 months. Lawyer Yan spent not little effort on my divorce. Many things exceeded a lawyer's responsibility. I always felt I troubled him a lot. Heart a bit guilty. Then planned to personally come thank. Knowing we received divorce certificate. On lawyer Yan's face appeared regret. Brother-in-law? Why then you hid from me? Sorry, lawyer Yan. I really felt sorry. While apologizing, also didn't forget to correct his wrong address. I and she divorced already. Call brother-in-law not appropriate anymore. If you don't mind, just call me Ching-Chi. I really didn't intend to hide you. Just me and her secret marriage. Not public. I didn't want to make it difficult for you. Mentioning secret marriage. Lawyer Yan also could sympathize with me. Didn't ask more about this. All Zhu Nansheng's fault. Heard you two classmates many years, but hurriedly divorced like that. Afraid the knot in heart not untied yet. Later really not plan to interact anymore. This question touched my mind. Looking at ex-Yu Nansheng's appearance yesterday, I felt hard to cut off completely. Moreover, with my parents' personality, afraid we'll find ex-Yu Nansheng to make a scene. Only give up. Thought through? I also sighed. Me and her together 3 years. No argue, no sulk. Divorce also considered smooth. Definitely can't return to past anymore. As for later how? Hard to say. Perhaps still contact. Also perhaps clean break. Seeing I didn't say heartless. In lawyer Yan's heart also a bit fortunate. These half-month. Ex-Yu Nansheng because don't want divorce. Almost went crazy. After all student he personally mentored. He more or less worried after divorce she would collapse. But looking at current situation, perhaps still okay. 2 people. Chatted a few more sentences. I then stood up to leave. Lawyer Yan opened door to see me off, but was startled by Xu Nansheng suddenly appearing. I see you hiding outside my office doing what? Ex-Yu Nansheng's eyes swept over him, stared at me inside. Lawyer Yan then reacted, hurriedly moved aside, also politely invited me out, quickly closed the door. I also startled by her. Before coming, I specially asked Lawyer Yan, "You today she on leave so came," who expected she got news and ran over. I didn't want here entangle with her, then decisively told her to move aside. Ex-Yu Nansheng stepped aside 2 steps, made way for me without hesitation. I immediately went downstairs. Just out then don't know when it poured heavy rain. Water on street, already flooded to knees, looking at empty street. I stunned. I took out phone to call car, called for 10 minutes, no one accepted order, and rain heavier and heavier, seemed no sign of stopping. The weather forecast also said until evening 7 to 8 o'clock, then stop. Perhaps I have to wait here 6 hours. You need my help. I turned back, then saw Xu Nansheng leaning at door. Eyes full of concern looking over. I didn't respond this sentence. She also not embarrassed. Self-continued. Such heavy rain perhaps 1 year ago, right? That day we both rested at home. You said want to personally make a cake. Her voice mixed with continuous pattering rain. Slowly recounted old stories buried in years. I had no place to go. Had to be forced to listen her recall past. Listening gradually. In my mind appeared a few images. Originally calm mood also started to waver. From rain to first date. From after marriage to university time. Ex-Yu Nansheng seemed immersed in it. Tone increasingly nostalgic, but in my ears, only left desolation when people leave tea cold. I finally couldn't help speaking. Interrupted her. Already idle like this, then achieve your purpose. Ex-Yu Nansheng immediately invited me to car, to avoid being disturbed again. Just up car. I closed eyes, pretended sleep. Ex-Yu Nansheng didn't say more, as long as see me sitting beside. Her heart gradually calmed. Arrived. I took out 100 yuan from wallet, handed over. Hard work, no need change. Ex-Yu Nansheng also not refuse. Smiled, accepted. Very honored to serve. Later have travel need contact me. I lazy to waste words with her. Pushed car door stepped down. Again called back by her. Chen Yi wants your contact. Okay. Hearing this name, my heart paused a beat. Thought of. Before I secretly added his contact, but quickly reacted. That account deleted already. I relieved slightly nodded. After confirmation message sent, I very quickly agreed. Looking on screen, always show other side typing. My heart started anxious. Why Lu Chen Yi suddenly want contact me? Perhaps he knew something. I was guessing. A message sent. Brother Qingxi. Tomorrow you free. I want meet you talk. Typed so long. Only this sentence. And I didn't know how to reply. Towards Lu Chen Yi. My emotions always complex. Before divorce they considered rivals, but I also understood. Between them originally not opposed. The root problem all in Zhu Nansheng. And after divorce, we also met a few times, considered normal social. Logically speaking, I should have politely refused. But I don't know why. I vaguely wanted to hear what he wanted to say after all. The next day, met Lu Chen Yi at the coffee shop. In my heart arose a feeling like separated by a lifetime. Just 1 month not meeting. He seemed haggard a few parts. Spirit and complexion both worse than before. Before his that change. I was a bit surprised, but he still very politely greeted me. After ordering done, 2 people originally not familiar. Both didn't know what to say. Finally, still Lu Chen Yi spoke first. Broke this silent atmosphere. Brother Qingqi, today I arranged you, is to apologize to you. Facing that sincere apology. On my face briefly appeared surprise. Hurriedly waved hand. Between us originally no matter. You don't need to apologize. Hearing me generous like that. Completely not mind. In Lu Chenyi's eyes even more deep guilt. That day, I didn't know you married Nansheng. Said many nonsense words. Hurt you. Sorry. It turns out only because this small matter. In my heart slightly arose. A bit of ripple. Eyes looking at him carried a bit of pity. It was me hid from you first. You only said true heart. I won't mind. Moreover, at that time I decided. Divorce already. Your those words even more made me firmer. Speaking out, I even must think. If not, Perhaps I couldn't step out fast like that. Lu Chenyi knew these words were comforting him. The matter has come to this. Me and Nansheng both responsible. It was us wrong to you. Seeing him insist take all responsibility. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. And Lu Chenyi's emotion gradually became agitated. Actually, I also want to tell you, me and Nansheng already clarified. Later me and her only sibling relation. Can you give her another chance? The topic suddenly changed direction made me stunned. They too not mutual feelings. Divorce done, then register marriage immediately. Why one by one all advised me to reunite like this? This doubt lingered in my heart for long. This time, I finally couldn't help ask out. Me and her divorced already. Why you not together? Lu Chenya's voice started choking. The matter Nansheng like me, I knew long ago, but I always saw her as little sister, so still pretended not know. Then I married first love, but only few months later she cheated, discovered by me. At that time I very collapsed. Nansheng helped me through the darkest time. I didn't know she married. I thought she still liked me. Gradually, I was moved by her, but I felt her kindness to me no longer like before. Before her eyes looking at me was opposite sex attraction. But when I divorced, she still very enthusiastic helped me. But I always felt that treatment like to own brother. Many times made me feel like I have two little sisters. That day didn't we talk a lot. Finally, I asked him about thoughts towards Nansheng, just the insider confused. Outsider, clear. I couldn't distinguish her feelings from me exactly what, but after hearing her words, I thought my previous feeling was wrong. So then arose, thought want to be with her. After you divorced, then disappeared. When I went, find her, then knew the truth. I couldn't accept the fact I destroyed Nansheng's marriage, no matter how she thinks. The story between me and her from that moment can only stop at friend level. Later, saw Nansheng like crazy go everywhere, find you. I then understood. It turns out my previous intuition was right. She really no longer like me. She already has new family, start a new life. Everything should develop towards good, was changed by me. This variable. The story went towards Brother Chinch's direction. You say, how can I not feel guilty? Listen to the end. In my heart like thrown a large stone, ripples surging up. I didn't expect. From Lu Chenya's perspective, turned out to be a completely different story like that, although shocked, but I don't think that is the truth. After all lifetime feelings, cold or warm. Only self know. Clearly, if Miss Yu really like me, would I not notice any at all? Therefore, before Shendia's advice and explanation, I silent a while then replied, no matter her feelings for you, is love, family, or friendship, in my eyes, all deeper than feelings for me, the ex-husband much. I want divorce. Also not completely because your appearance, but also because so many big small matters before accumulated made me completely disappointed. Seeing me, calmly say the truth. Lu Chenyi also very emotional. I saw his eyes slightly red, softly sighed. This matter is private between me and Miss XU. You innocent. Now, me and her divorce became fact already. Even me, the insider can let go to step out. Then you, outsider, what to regret. You and me both still in time to start over. This meeting, although ended, in Lu Chenya's heart still surging emotions, long not calm. He sat alone, very long at seat, then understood the implication in my words. Yesterday's matter. Then consider yesterday died. Today's matter. Then consider today just start. In a flash, those heavy dark clouds covering his heart all dissipated. He stood up, went to next room. Push door entered. In room extremely quiet. Saw Miss XU leaning on chair back, silent not speak. He softly called. Nansheng, you okay? The entire conversation of two just now. Not miss a word all entered Miss X's ears. She really not okay. But in front of Lu Chenyi, she hid all emotions. Nothing. Voice carried a bit tremble. Lu Chenyi quickly noticed. He lowered head, sat down opposite her. Brother Qingqi's mood I can understand. Although I don't know what happened between you two, but surely made him unhappy. So he wanted to end all, to start again. Nansheng, once he let go past, then you also don't forever. Regret. Miss XU how not understand. Just she clear. My pain and marriage all originated from her. She what qualification to talk about let go. At parting, Lu Chenyi asked her a question. Nansheng, can you let go Brother Qingqi? Cannot. Miss XU thought. Corner mouth appeared a bitter smile. I, although married him, but never sincerely placed him in heart to treat well. So losing him is the punishment I deserve. Many years husband-wife. He became indispensable part in my life. How can say let go? Then let go immediately. Even if he hates me, resents me, I still want. Lu Chenyi heard that not advise anymore. Only raise hand waved Miss XU. Thank you for carrying me many years. Also wish you finally can as wish. After goodbye all friends. I packed luggage. Prepared. Continue the unfinished world tour. Qin Hao took me to airport. Hugged me. Not let go. Out. Remember. Careful everything. Any matter. Immediately call me. Meet good food. Beautiful place. Nice scene. Remember take photo send me. If travel tired. Want rest? Then come straight home. Hearing him nagging on and on. I could only helplessly look at him. I am just going on a trip. It's not like I am emigrating abroad. Qin Hao, can you not be so sentimental? Just a few simple sentences and you've ruined the farewell atmosphere. Qin Hao couldn't help it and pinched my lip. Your little dad is just worried you'll play and forget everything again. Last time, you didn't reply to messages for several days. Shouldn't I give you a few careful reminders? I've explained it 100 times already. I replied to you with my thoughts, yet you keep clinging on. The two of us, like children, argued over trivial matters again. Looking at the clock, it's almost time to board the plane. We reluctantly parted ways. I carried my backpack through security. Check. Still looking for my seat on the plane. Chin Hao's message had already arrived. I just saw someone. Their back looks a lot like Miss XU. That one sentence immediately put me on alert. I unconsciously scanned around. Didn't see that familiar face. Only then did I slightly relax. Probably a mistake. It could very well be her. To be careful. I was half believing, half doubting. I didn't tell anyone my itinerary. How could Miss XU know? But to be safe, I still sent a message to lawyer Yan. Miss XU submitted her resignation the day before yesterday. I don't know where she is. The moment I read that message, a bad premonition rose in my heart. Miss XU has resigned. So the person Chin Hao just saw, could it really be her? I was still guessing wildly, when a familiar voice sounded from behind. This gentleman. Please make way a bit. Hearing that voice, my whole body stiffened. My face became blank. And then I saw Miss XU standing right behind me. Pretending to be surprised, she greeted. Ching Chi, what a coincidence. Whether it's a coincidence or not, both of us knew clearly in our hearts. I didn't bother to play along anymore. Why are you on this flight? Going on a business trip, of course. I exposed it straightforwardly. Didn't you already resign? Miss XU's voice carried a hint of joy. You already know right after I resigned. Do you care about me that much? I didn't know how to respond. I had to ignore it and return to my seat. Unexpectedly, Miss XU followed and held up her ticket in front of my suspicious eyes. We have seats next to each other. I suspect you're following me. Lawyer XU. Then please provide evidence that I am following you. Otherwise, you're slandering. Of course, I have no evidence. I could only try to reason. We've already divorced. Can't each of us live our own lives? Why do you have to cling to me like this? Seeing me agitated, Miss Xu knew I was really angry. Her mood also sank. You once promised to talk properly with me, but you didn't say a word and just left. I am just afraid you'll disappear again. I took a deep breath, turned to look at her, seriously said, say whatever you want to say. I am ready to listen right now. Miss XU asked the question that I still couldn't understand. Was it because you saw that album that you decided to divorce? I said, without hesitation. Yes, actually, that intention had been there for a long time. The album was just the spark, even if I hadn't seen it. One day, when I couldn't bear it anymore, I would still take the initiative to mention divorce. The resolute tone made Miss XU feel guilty again. I didn't do well enough. You have so many dissatisfactions with me. Why didn't you tell me? I glanced at her. Didn't you also never say that you like Lu Chenyi? I am just a little admirer. Upon hearing that, Xu Nansheng hurriedly spoke up to explain. I did like him once, but that was a long time ago. After marriage, I gradually let go. I wanted to live peacefully with you. I immediately interrupted her. I don't care about those things anymore. Everything is in the past. I don't want to waste energy on unworthy things. Looking into my clear but firmly determined eyes, in Xu Nansheng's eyes, only helplessness and deep sadness remained. I didn't care how she felt now. I just felt lucky that the world had become quiet again. I took out my headphones and eye mask, preparing to rest a bit. The plane glided over the Jingbei sky, flying among the clouds. The cabin gradually became quiet. Xu Nansheng tilted her head, looking at the peacefully sleeping face right beside her. Her turbulent emotions also gradually calmed down. I had reacted so intensely. She had to stay silent and not mention the past anymore, but that didn't mean she would give up. 2 hours later, the plane landed at Shaocheng Airport. I pushed my luggage out, planning to call a car. Then in the rearview mirror, I saw Xu Nansheng standing right behind again. Couldn't help it. I glared at her. Things that needed to be said or not have all been said. Do you still want to cling to me? It doesn't count as clearing things up yet. We've only cleared the matters after marriage. There's still the 7 years before and the rest of our lives after. Isn't there still things to say? Isn't it just that I secretly liked you for 7 years. Then after divorce, each goes their own way? What's there to say anymore? Xu Nansheng silently looked at me. Clearly, the two of us have gone through so many things, but at this moment, when looking at me again, in her mind, the image still appeared. The first time I confessed to her. At that time, she rejected me gently, thinking that the story between us ended there. Who knew? This story has lasted for 10 years, and still hasn't ended. It's just this time. It's her turn to chase after my footsteps. The past is already set, but the future is unknown. So, don't rush to conclude like that. Hearing that sentence again after 10 years, I was stunned in place, lifted my head, looked at her standing in front, hands in pockets. In my mind, dusty memories from years ago suddenly flashed. When night fell, on the S University Square, warm yellow lights shone on the hurrying crowd. I stopped Xu Nansheng in front of the library entrance, face flushed, mustering all courage to confess. The result, as expected, got a thank you. In that moment, my heart was full of disappointment and frustration. Couldn't help scratching my head a few times. From above came a soft laugh. Looking up, I saw the slight smile on her lips. At that time, with all the passion and stubbornness of youth, I mistakenly thought she was mocking me. So I very seriously said one sentence. You don't like me now, but the future is unpredictable. Classmate XU, don't rush to conclude like that. No one expected, after so many years of twists and turns, that sentence crossed time again, once more echoing in our ears. It's just that the roles have been switched. Shao City in October. The temperature gradually drops. Autumn wind blows through, sweeping away all fatigue. I checked the booking information while walking slowly towards the hotel. Who knew? Just arriving at the front desk, I ran into Xyunansheng again. Once or twice could be coincidence. By the third time, I really couldn't take it anymore. Such a big city, so many hotels. Don't tell me it's accidental again. Faced with my angry questioning, Xyunansheng's expression didn't change. Coincidences are divided into two types. One is heaven's will, two is human effort. No matter which type, as long as we can meet again. Doesn't it all require a bit of luck? Perhaps I am just a lucky person, and also destined with you. I pressed between my brows. If we really have fate, would it come to this divorce? Don't open your eyes and lie anymore. Can you deceive people? Perhaps our fate starts right after the divorce. She said it so convincingly, but I only saw her making up nonsense. I couldn't help but sarcasm a couple of sentences, then ill say too. Our fate has been exhausted on the day of divorce. Now it's all ill-fated. Xyunansheng nodded in agreement. Consider it ill-fated then. But that's not bad at all. If not for 7 years ago, you continuously creating all kinds of chance encounters, making me have a deep impression. Then I wouldn't have considered you as the first marriage choice, nor would there be so many troubles like this. To this day, I am very happy to learn your persistent spirit from before, to continue connecting our fate. In my eyes, the matter of me pursuing Xyunansheng for 4 years is exactly like a criminal record in life's file. Especially when she herself mentions these things again. I really find it hard not to feel both embarrassed and angry. Do you only know how to bring up old matters? I even went to create all kinds of chance encounters. I was almost amused by her attitude. What mistake did I make to be followed by you? Xyunansheng looked at me with deep eyes. You were wrong from 10 years ago. You shouldn't have provoked me. Rarely do I agree with her once. I clenched my fist, forced myself to calm down, and tried to talk rationally with her. So what exactly do you want then? I am not intentionally following you. It's all arranged by fate. Why don't you believe me? Seeing her still using those vague reasons as a shield, I completely lost patience. Fine. You like to talk about fate, right? Then let's bet once. See if it's heaven's will or not. Her eyes paused. Her voice revealed a bit of doubt. Bet what? I looked at the watch, spoke as if calculating, at a speed so fast that there was no time to think. Without phone, only holding 100 yuan in change. Get on 2 buses in opposite directions in front of the hotel. As long as before 12 midnight you find me, then I'll believe we have fate. So, if I find you, is there any reward? If not found, is there any punishment? I was just waiting for her to ask this. Reward and punishment are the same. The losing side must agree to one request from the other side, and must execute it. Seriously. Xyunansheng understood immediately, nodded. Without thinking, agreed right away. She immediately stated her request. If I win, you just need to give me a chance to pursue you again. Not hearing the 2 words remarry, I then breathed a sigh of relief. But very quickly I felt something was wrong. I suspiciously looked at her. So confident? Are you sure you'll win? Xyunansheng smiled, didn't say a word, handed the phone to me, with the action of turning around, clearly stating the answer. Why don't you ask my request first? Xyunansheng turned her back to me, raised her hand and waved. No need to know, because she was certain the victory was in her hand. The last bus in Shao City stops at 9 o'clock. She sat straight to the final stop, then got off, sat on the long bench, admiring the neon lights in the distance, the high-rise opposite. The lights change 3,000 times in an hour, if not miscounted. When it jumps to 5,000 times, she stood up, hailed a taxi, returned to the hotel. If when leaving she didn't misread, then the room card in my hand is 1,508. Entering the elevator, she pressed straight to the 15th floor. At that time, it was nearly midnight. The whole building was silent without a sound. She walked to door number 8, leaned against the wall, quietly waiting for dawn to come. The hour hand getting closer to 12. Her heart beat faster. With this bet, she really wasn't fully confident. She believed the fate between her and me wasn't over, so instinctively returned here. At 59 minutes, at the elevator door sounded the ding, opening. She stood straight, let her arms hang down, turned her head to look back, but only saw a stranger's face. And me, at that time, was already lying on the big bed of another hotel. Just like I once said, the fate of the two has vanished right at the divorce. I held the phone, sent a message to the woman. Xyunansheng, you lost. My only request is from now on,